been back in the United States about 1 month, so in that time I have been able to adjust to my jet lag, but I've also had the chance to remember the things that I actually like about living in the United States. So in this video, I am going to talk about my personal 11 pros of returning to the United States. Number one is understanding everything. In my cons video, I did talk about how English everywhere is overwhelming, but there's also something to be said about being able to talk to your waiter or talk to the supermarket clerk about anything in your first language. There's no language barriers, you can laugh, you can joke, everything is just a little bit easier. It's my first language, of course, so there's never any lingering doubt about what the waiter may or may not have said or what you think this person said and you need to double check. I always know 100% exactly what is happening. If you're new here, I'm Nikki and I post travel stuff. On this channel, I will be talking about my own travel adventures as well as giving you tips to start your own. Number two, vaccines. I realize this may be very relevant to this moment right now. It's not something I've ever had to think about in all the other times I've come back to the United States. I honestly feel so grateful to be able to come back to this country and get a vaccine like that. The very first day I arrived back in this country, I went to the pharmacy in the supermarket. I asked about getting an appointment and they were like, how about right now? So the first day I was back, I was able to get a vaccine shot without an appointment. 3 weeks later, I got my second one. Now I'm fully vaccinated, totally free. Anyone can get it. So in the United States, we are so fortunate that we have the chance to just walk into any local pharmacy and get vaccinated whenever we want. I even have a Colombian friend who flew to Miami, got the J&J vaccine at the airport, so it is so easy. Many countries in South America, across Africa, Central and East Asia won't be able to get the vaccines until the end of 22 or 23. And I was able to just walk in, get my shot, and even register for a lottery to win $1 million for getting vaccinated. Number three is food and drink variation. In the United States, we don't really have American cuisine beyond barbecue and hamburgers, so we have tons of other international cuisines. If you're going to a restaurant, you ask your friends, what do you feel like? Italian, Mexican, sushi, Korean, Chinese. Because the United States has so many cultures and a mix of cultures, so we have fantastic food options. They're not just great, they are amazing. They're so good here. In other countries, if you want Mexican food, you pay top dollar, and it's honestly not that good. Whenever I come back to my hometown in Lafayette, the first thing I always want to eat is Santiago's because it is the best burrito in the world. Don't argue. We have such a variety of things here. Craft beer, breweries, kombucha, brunch places, happy hour places. Whatever you want, you can find it easily here in this country. Number four, supermarkets. Supermarkets are huge and overwhelming. They have anything you've ever dreamt of having all in one place. It can be overwhelming because they're so big, but it's actually kind of fun when you first come back going up and down each aisle just to see what they have. If you want cereal, 150 kinds, an entire aisle full. No matter what you want, they have it at the supermarket. While having all those options can be overwhelming, it's also really nice because you know that whatever you need, you can get. Number five, stores with everything in one place. In a lot of countries, there are different locations across the city where you can get things. If you need tools, you go here. If you need textiles, you go here. In the United States, you can get all those things in one store. If anyone has ever been to Target, they know what I mean. Having the ability to getting everything in one place is such a time saver and so convenient. Number six, landscape and weather. The United States is so big that we have so many different types of climates and environments across the country. We have desert, we have mountains, we have ocean. Specifically in Colorado, where I'm from, I love coming home, and that first time I go up over the hill and I see the Rocky Mountains, I'm always in awe because It is truly a beautiful sight. Colorado specifically, we have 360 sunny days a year. Even in the winter, you get a little reprieve from the cold weather. A few years ago, I came back from a snowy and wintry Amsterdam, flew to Denver, and the next day it was sunny. People were wearing flip-flops. We sat on the patio because Colorado is just like that. You get these sunny days right in the middle of winter. Number 7, applications work. In Georgia, I couldn't get Spotify. I kept getting that error message, Spotify is not available in your country. And it's the same thing with a lot of things. You can't get Hulu abroad. A lot of Apple TV shows you can't watch. Many years ago when I lived in Korea, I had to get a VPN so I could watch Netflix. Even PayPal doesn't work in every country. In Turkey, I was paid money on PayPal and I couldn't transfer it to my bank account because I couldn't even open the app or log into the website because Turkey won't allow PayPal. Number 8, the people are really friendly. Americans do have a reputation being abroad of being loud and obnoxious, but they also have a reputation of being very friendly. That extends to inside the borders as well. Everyone is really friendly with each other all the time. They always say hi on their walks when they pass, and random strangers are just talking to each other all the time, making little comments. Last week I went to a restaurant. I was sitting on the patio having lunch, and this woman at the next table got up to leave. She just made a little conversation with me about how lucky we were to have such good weather, and it's like that all the time. Americans are always just chatty and really friendly and kind. If you need help or directions to anything, pretty much any American on the street you encounter will be more than willing to help you out. Number 9, things just work. You can rely on things here. Most appointments start on time unless you're going to the dentist because those are always delayed. But bus schedules are usually right. Businesses are reliable. If you need to go to the DMV to get a driver's license, you can really rely on things working and businesses functioning as they should. Sometimes when I'm abroad, I get really frustrated because things don't function right. Immigration offices always have long lines and take ages. Businesses aren't reliable. But in the United States, that is one thing I really appreciate, is that you know things are going to work and they're going to work on time. Number 10, kind of rolling over from number 9, is that businesses take responsibility. If they make a mistake, they'll make it up to you. If a restaurant makes a mistake on your order, they will not only bring you new food, but they will most likely give you a discount on your total bill as well. Even if you order a drink you don't like, for example, you can give it back to them and they'll give you a new drink for free and they won't charge you for the one that you didn't like. Businesses are really focused on good customer service, making the customer happy, being fair. They always take responsibility, and that's one thing I really appreciate. When I lived in the Philippines, I went to a canteen that was attached to the school I was going to, and I ordered 1 pack of noodles, but when they brought the noodles to me, they gave me 2 packs. I told them I only ordered 1. They insisted that I ordered 2. I didn't want to waste them, so I ate 2. The next day I went back to order lunch again, and they said, you have to pay us for the second noodle that you ate yesterday. I told them that I didn't order 2, but they said, well, you ate 2, so now you have to pay us for the second one. Number 11 is the most obvious and of course the most important, and that is being able to connect with family and friends. I love every time I come home. I have a routine of meeting up with my old work friends. We go to an Indian lunch buffet and have lunch and catch up on the last couple of years together. Of course, seeing my family, my close family friends, people that no matter how much time you spend apart, you always feel connected. So every time you come home, you just get to reconnect even more. And just being in the United States, it's easier to reconnect with friends who live in different states just because the time zone is closer. We only have to figure out a phone call based on a 1-hour difference rather than a 9-hour difference. One person isn't waking up at 5 in the morning to talk on the phone. Being back in the United States this past month has been great for me to remember all the things that I like about my home country, even if I don't necessarily want to live here. But on the flip side, you have to balance it out. So I also made a video of my top 11 cons about returning to the United States. So if you want to see that video, just click here. Why not?